Hi there. I am going to try to show you guys how to take and get your clip art packs ready to list. And then I'm going to be doing a listing video also. Okay, so this is my packet. I pull all of my images in, and one of the earlier videos showed you how I break them apart, how I remove the background and all of that. Okay. So this particular one, and I'm sorry, my phone keeps going off, but that's okay. So this particular clip art pack I'm going to list today. So I thought I'd let you kind of ride along and watch how I get it ready. I have a couple of different elements that I get ready for my listing ahead of time. So I'm going to let you just watch me. This particular one I've already done a little of that prep work, but I wanted to kind of show you step by step how I did it. This one has 34 images and they are larger, so it kept giving me an error, and I ended up having to go to share and download. And to get my transparent ones, you always want to click this. As you see, just starting out, it's already at 5,000 by 5,000 pics. When I do it and save it, I'm going to drag it all the way over here, but it was giving me an error. I believe it was probably because the images were already larger, and of course with my resolution I want them to be larger. So anyway, so when I drag it all the way over to here, what you can do if you're having problems and it won't process, or it processes and takes too long to do it, you can unclick the box here and then select which ones you want to. I broke it down to like 3 different tries, and that way it sped it up so much quicker, and I didn't get those errors. So that's what I did with this particular package. So I've already done that, so I'm not going to do it now. So I already have my images ready. So now what I want to do is I'm going to save these into a folder on my Dropbox, which is how I share them. Your process may be different because you may use Google Drive or some other product. I use Dropbox. So I'm just going to go over here and access my Dropbox by going to the actual online version. I've already done that, so I'm just going to go up here, and this is going to show what I'm going to do. So I'm going to create a folder. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload a folder. Okay, it's going to open up, and I'm going to select these packs that I have. The first one right here for my sunflowers, I'm going to click upload, and then it's going to say upload 13 files because that's how I broke it up. So I'm going to do upload, and then it's going to, well, actually it did not do that. It's going to start uploading, okay? Now I'm also going to, because I didn't do it, normally I would put these, I'm going to put all of these in one file. So I'm going to go to create a folder while it's uploading, and I'm going to name it Sunflower Garden Clip Art Pack Etsy. And I'm going to create it. Okay. So what I'll end up having to do is it's going to allow me now to upload directly into there. When this one gets finished uploading those files, then I will be able to go back. So we're going to go do some other things right now while this is uploading those files, because they are kind of large, and I'm going to have to do it a couple of times. So right now, like I said, we're getting ready to get everything done for our uploading our listing. So we got to get all our components together. So I'm going to walk you back through that. So we're going to go back over to our pack, and what I actually have done, and I showed this a little bit before, when I'm doing the raw images, I actually have pulled in, and I'm going to pull up that file. Let's see. Whoop. I'm going to pull up the file that I have that in. Now my thumbnails that I've created. So this is my thumbnails here. So I have the thumbnails. I have a separate thing and I've already pulled those out. So this one is actually, you can see that I have a watermark here that I put over it. Now, before I put the watermark on it, I normally will go over and I will go to this page, which is my idea guide. Now, this is what I do, and a lot of you may not do it. I just have this little idea guide, is what I named my file that I actually upload to Etsy. I have my thank you, I have my link to their art, I have my terms of use, I have how it was created, and then I have a little idea and inspiration guide that just shows some ways they can use the images. And then I have the pictorial catalog, which is where I take all the images that are available in their packet and I display them so that they can print that out and they don't have to do a lot of, they can keep them in a notebook if they buy multiple Clipart packs, and they'll always have the images that they can pick out for their projects. So I just thought that was a clever way, and that's what I do to set myself apart. So I have that. So each one of them I have already set up. So I normally have to go in, and I've already done a few of these in this particular one, but I'm going to show you how. Well, actually, I did them all. So I'm going to show you again. Let me just change maybe and show you how you can use. I like that one, so we'll change. Well, I like those two. Let's go to this one, and I'm going to show you. These are all mock-ups, and they're the same in all of my packages. And I'm just going to change out one of the images here. Let's do this one and drag it over here. And these are actually from Canva. So they're Canva's mock-ups, and so as you can probably see, it just changed that image, and that's fine. I'll just use that one. But I go in and I basically, what I do is I go into my pack, and what I'll do is go into share, I'll go to download, and then I'll still do the transparent, but I'll even drag it back and make those images smaller so that I can get all of them to do with one download, and then it's in a little folder, and I use those in my supporting images for my listing. I don't have to have them full size because they're not going to want to upload into Canva. They're going to be too big, and so I do those a little separately. So I have a separate file of those. Okay, so we're going back to this page, and then that's how that is. Now, I have to go back up when I get them onto Dropbox. What I'll do is I'll come back in here, and I'm going to show you how I create the link. And then when you click on this, it'll give you a little edit link, and then you can erase this or whatever. If yours is just one page, that's fine. But anyway, that's how you create a link. When you, like for instance, if I wanted to make this into a link, I'd go over here and then I'd click link, and then I could input and make this a clickable link as well. Okay, one thing that sometimes when you're doing, it gets confusing because I started out wanting to do templates, and I did some templates and things. And when I did, what I was doing was getting confused, and I flattened my PDF. And if you flatten your PDF over here when you save this image, whether it's one page or multi pages, the one that you're going to have your link on that you're actually going to upload to Etsy, you need to go to download. You need to go over here and select PDF standard. And then don't flatten it, because if you flatten it, your links aren't going to work. So the reality is, once it's a PDF, it's actually going to be harder. They're going to have special software to pull anything out of it. Just don't put anything really in it that's going to be a big deal. I feel like since this is something that the people that are already purchasing the clip art from, if they dissect it, no big deal, right? Okay, so that's how that is done. So I'm going to go back up here to Dropbox, and it says that it's still uploading those images. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go back to all files over here, if it'll let me go to all files. Yes, okay. So what I'm going to do is show you some of the ones I've already done and show you how to share. So this is my little firefighter clip art pack. And this is what it's going to look like when you come up and go into this file. It's going to say can edit. You don't want them to be able to edit. You're going to click can view right here. That's what you're going to do. And then once you do that, you'll click I've already got one, so I'm not going to do it, but when you do this, you're going to do create and copy link. And then you want to make sure that when it comes up, that it is a viewable link and that they can't change your original file. They will be able to download from that, but that's how you're going to create that link and then copy it. Then you're going to go back over to your page that you're doing this. You're going to click on it, then you're going to edit and paste in that link. Now what I do is I go in, and there is you're probably going to find, if you do something like it's one page, you're not going to have to, as a PDF, and you don't do a whole book like I've got. See, this book is 16 pages long, and it has a lot of images, and it's very large. So if you do something that's larger and it won't upload to Etsy because it's too big, the file's too big, what you can do is go to ilovepdf.com. I've used this for years, compressing things. Go to compress PDF, select the PDF you want to. It will pop up. It'll pop up, you can get your file, and then over here it'll come up and it'll say compress, and just click compress, and then it will download a compressed file for you that will be smaller. You'll still be able to see it. It'll still look pretty. None of them are, where they don't look good. So but it'll make it small enough to go on Etsy if it's a larger file. Most of you are probably just going to do like 1 or 2 pages or something. You're probably not going to do a 16-page book. That's just me and my crazy. But if you did, or you need a PDF compressed, go to I Love PDF. It's a free software. They have a lot of ads you look at, but that's no big deal either. So that's how you do that with compressing that the link. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're not going to do that. We're not sharing it right now. So I have different components. I have my sunflower garden clip art pack idea guide that I'm going to upload. I also have my sunflower images that they're going to be saved in a file on my Dropbox, and that's what the customer, the buyer, is actually going to download, that will have their art in it. So there's that. That's a component of my listing. And also, let's see, this is all of my stuff for Artistly. So this is the thumbnail thing, the packet for me. Now, when you go into the idea pack, and when I go down here, you see the images. I do the file and download a download version before I put the watermark on it. The watermarked ones, images, I will share on Etsy as my little pages that you get, or images that I get to add. But for the book, I didn't want them watermarked, so I actually do 2 downloads for the thumbnail one with the watermark and one without. And so the one that does not have the watermark, I take it and I end up, uploading it into the idea guide that I'm doing with the pictorial thing. So that's how I'll do that. So that's another component. So you've got your idea guide, your thumbnails for the pages. You'll also have, for instance, I will upload now. I don't want to use this copy. Let's see. I don't know why it's not. Anyway, I won't use this one because this one is the oh, okay. There, it was doing it. That was the transparent parent version. I'm going to try and find now okay, the template. See, these are my thumbnails right here. Okay, so more thumbnails. That's showing you the different versions of the thumbnails. Okay, for my sunflower pack. But I also have a file that, or I thought I did. Let's see. Those are the others. This one, nope. Okay, well, we can do that. Let's go back in here, and I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna grab this image because apparently I can't find it real quick. It's not gonna be transparent because I want it to have the background. I'm also only gonna do that one page, the cover image. So I'm gonna download it. Okay, and downloaded that. Okay, another thing I want to show you is, if you go back, I'm going home now. I have set up my little thing as a 5,000 by 5,000 pics. You can do the other dimensions. You can do 3,000 by 3,000 or whatever you want to do. I do the 5,000 by 5,000 square. And it already has this, when I say use this template, I don't have to keep doing this. I can just start this. I go up here right away and I change the name to whatever I'm designing with, and then I'll go back in, I'll change how many pics, because right now I'm using this as a consistency item to make my store look more uniform. So I would go in and I would change the title and change this, but basically I've already got it started, so I already have a clear white one here to get started with, and then after I get all of my art in, then I go in and use this to make my cover design. Okay, so we're going to go back over to show you that I've got the image now downloaded for my cover. So see, here we go. So see, we've downloaded it. So we have it ready. Okay. All right, so now we're going to go back in and do the last thing that I usually do, and I'm going to go and find one of my older ones, and this is going to save you time too. Now, be very careful that you do not end up messing up and working inside of the one that you bring up, or you're going to mess it up and it won't be in Canva for you to go back and make changes or access. Excuse me. Go over to File when you do that and go to Make Copy. And when you make the copy, up here it's going to say Copy of Little Firefighter. Well, I'm going to change that name. And I'm going to change this now, the title of it, to our Sunflower Garden clip art video. Okay. And so I do a video because they say that increases engagement if you have a video. So I have this one framework template that I use with all of them, and I just change the elements of it. And of course, I'm doing it a lot slower than I do it normally because I'm talking to you while I'm doing it. But we're going to go to Upload. I'm going to upload that file that I just downloaded, my cover. That becomes this image. So as soon as it gets through, we're going to drag it over and put it into the frame. Okay. We're almost there. Okay, so now that's uploaded. There we go, all done. Okay, so now the next thing is I'm going to go over into wherever it's at. Is this my idea guide? Okay, so I'm going back into my idea guide. I'm going to do share. I'm going to go download. It can stay the smaller size. That's fine. It doesn't have to have a transparent background or anything like that. I'm going in. I'm going to unselect all the pages. I'm going to select my cover here. And then there are two other pages that I select. That is the two ideal ones, the one with the t-shirts and the mug and all that. So I'm going to click done. I have page 1, 9, and 10. I'm downloading those. And then I'm going to pull them. It'll do them as a little grouping. And it'll take it a minute. It'll pop up and it'll be a zipped folder. I'll have to unzip it and then I can access those images. I'll access these images 2 different times during the creation process. We're extracting it. And then I'm going to upload. Let's see where we're going to look for where it did my, there we go. So it should be 3 images now. We have our 3 images. I'm selecting them, opening them. We're going back into we're going into our video, Sunflower Garden Clipart video. Okay. And we're going to upload those files now. Probably going to have them in there twice. Okay, so now they're in there. I'm going to replace this one. I double click on this so that I can well, it's not finished. Hang on. Now, I can drag it down because I feel like that just, I want the pillow in there. So I just drag it because it's square and all of it's not going to show. And then I go into the t-shirts. Oops, I hit it wrong. And I drag them in and there, voila. And then I need to take the cover and replace it here into this mock-up that I got on Canva. So now we have all the components are kind of changed. This is my little video and it is ready for me to download. So I'm going to download it as a MP4 video. There we go. And we're going to be ready to go to part 2, which will be actually listing up on Etsy. I'm going to do a little quick research for some keywords and some titles and such, and then I will come back and do a part 2 video. I will see y'all in a bit. Join me for part 2.